My name is Greg Funfgeld. I'm the artistic director and conductor of the Bach Choir of Bethlehem. I'd like to invite you to concert. We're calling it Bach Brass and Beyond, a Choral Celebration. It's the first time we've done a concert like this. We're going to have the choir joined by a very large brass ensemble, 4 trumpets, 4 French horns, 3 trombones, tuba, 2 percussion players, drums and cymbals, and organ. So we hope you can tell you a little bit about the music. We're starting with composers who influenced Bach, and to that end we're going first to Venice, to music of Giovanni Gabrieli. Gabrieli worked at St. Mark's Cathedral, which is a spectacular place right in the heart of the city of Venice. This church had a lot of beautiful balconies, all interconnected above the sanctuary, and what Gabrieli loved to do was to put brass choirs and vocal choirs all around the space and create this kind of sonic extravaganza of sound. And we're doing 2 pieces of Gabrieli, the first for choir and brass ensemble, and then a couple of pieces for brass. They're just really great pieces, very exciting. I think you'd enjoy them. Then a piece by Heinrich Schütz, who was the greatest composer in Germany before Bach. He was born exactly 100 years before Bach, and under the influence of people like Gabrieli, he wrote a setting of Psalm 100, Make a Joyful Noise to the Lord, for 2 choirs. The first choir is up in the front of the church with a brass ensemble. The second choir is all the way in the back in the balcony. And these choirs volley back and forth with sounds of this great psalm, you know, and it's surrounding the audience with this sound. It's really quite a brilliant piece of music. And then we end the first half with a piece by Bach himself. It's a funeral cantata, a piece that he wrote, and actually he made 2 versions of it. One to be done indoors with strings and stringed instruments and oboes, and then another to be accompanied by brass instruments so that the brass and the choir could actually process with the family from the church to the grave or from their home to the church, but this was meant to be done out of doors. It's a beautiful piece and actually a very uplifting piece of music. The second half is all music from the 20th century, again for this large brass ensemble with the choir. The first piece for 3 trumpets, 3 trombones, drums, and organ by Marcel Dupré. Dupré was a great organist, great composer in France. He actually memorized all of Bach's organ music, which is an unbelievable accomplishment, and played concerts of this music all around the world. So he was very devoted to the music of Bach. This piece has a spectacular organ part, just brilliant writing for the brass. It ends in a blaze of glory, full organ, the trumpets and the drums all going crazy. It's really quite amazing. Then a piece by Samuel Barber, born in Westchester, Pennsylvania in 1910. It's the 100th anniversary of his birth. It's called Mutations from Bach, and he takes some music that Bach wrote and arranges it for brass and timpani. It's really a very tender, very expressive, lovely piece. And then the centerpiece of the second half is a piece by Paul Hindemith. He's German-born, but worked in America his whole life, taught at Yale. It is, in my opinion, one of the greatest pieces I know for brass and choir. One of the most challenging, but one of the supreme pieces of music. Very dramatic. 2 trumpets, 4 horns, 3 trombones, and tuba. Really a tour de force for everybody. And then we're ending again with the music of Bach, Cantata 137, Praise to the Lord Almighty, a wonderful hymn.